Hello and welcome to weekly recap for week two. Welcome to the W Studio. I am Chu Casterto, the one of the co-hosts for weekly recap. Antoin,
Hello, my name is Anton 64, coach of the Johnson City Jellicents here.
and we're featured by Spectrum.
Yo, what's going on, guys? We're back.
Yeah. So we're here with week two weekly recap. All the battles were extended to 2 weeks because some of the battles weren't happening. So this is why one of these wasn't up last week. So hopping
hmm
straight into battle number one was the Chicago Beavers versus the Heartland Pupas. Uh,
Irony.
yeah, CB won in a 2-0 victory. CB bringing Darmanitan, Muckalola, Zapdos, Flygon, Primarina, and Ambipom.
I brought Zygarde 10, Volcarona, Torn-T, Skuntank, Rhydon, and Gourgeist.
Why don't you talk about this matchup inspection?
Oh, I choked. I choked the game away. I choked the game away. Um, Basically, what ended up happening was, I guess the whole match was just, I played well. I played the game the way I needed to, get everything set up to where Volcarona swept. And then I knew for a fact I EV'd my mom specific ways to a specific hits. Gourgeist walled like half of his team. Skuntank did a lot of work. And I had the game pretty much set up, but I made a last minute decision to change, move on Torn T. That screwed me. Instead of Iron Tail, I'm running HP Ice. And basically, Volcarona, I ended up clicking knockoff stupidly in the Primarina, expecting it A to kill and B to just not, or B just knock off. When he agility passed into and he palmed into it, I was flustered, I lost, I choked. That's that.
Yep, that seems to be what happened. Um, Primarina definitely putting in a lot of work this game. And
Mm-hmm.
overall, the Flygon was a pretty big threat to you as well.
Not really.
Well, I mean, like the DD set, if it had Fire
I mean,
EMZ, would
yeah, if
have
I
been
had
a
Fire
problem.
EMZ at 1, but like, he had Rock EMZ and I lived plus
Yeah,
2.
yeah.
Calced it multiple times, so. Anyway.
So our next battle is the Washington Red Shells versus the Dallas Starmies. Matt winning in a 5-0 victory. Matt brought Mega Alakazam,
Dominating.
Pinsir, Crobat, Blastoise, Rotom Heat, and Ferrothorn. Antoine.
A guy bringing Emboar, Leafeon, Weavile, Mega Pidgeot, Jirachi, and Solobro.
So, doing the slides, I noticed that a guy brought the same exact team.
Yes.
Which is kind of funny.
He prepped in about 5 minutes, and he didn't even know what Matt's Mega was.
Being Mega Alakazam.
Yes, thought it was Mega Pincer.
So I definitely think a guy messed up. He didn't prep as good as he
Well,
might have been able to, but I definitely think that he could have played a bit better.
yeah.
There
I
was
didn't really
one
watch.
play I'd like to talk about. He
Go
could have
ahead.
won the game up until the end had he not tricked the Scarf on heat and then getting 70% on the overheat from his Jirachi. I
Oh,
think he
yeah.
could have won up until that point.
Very true. So,
The agility pass, or no, sword stance pass into Weavile, that was really good.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I do
Made
like that.
Weavile a huge threat until he just basically sacked it off to Pinsir.
Basically.
So
Yes.
that's that really. Matt dominated this entire game, really.
There was no saving people.
Yeah. Um,
Moving on.
yeah, so battle number three was the Charlotte Celesteelas versus the Stockton Heatrans. Killua bringing Megalopony, Scolipede, Lenders, Therian, Delphox, Magneton, Delmice.
And
Not
not
a
a. Oh, good.
Musharna, Swellow, Kirim, Fortress, Nidoqueen, and Tapu Fini.
So,
Nada needs to stop learning from me. Jesus Christ. She sounded like me last night in PRs. It's kind of funny.
uh,
Which is live on the channel.
so basically, some misplays from Killua, in my opinion, sacking off Magneton to Nidoqueen, don't really
Yeah.
understand the special Landers Therian when the Sludge Wave still did up to 80%, I think, to spinning. Um, Megalopony was basically stopped by Mushoner, and letting Nada get up hazards basically was a really bad idea.
Yeah.
I thought the special landers worked out really good for, it was good creativity, but also was very effective.
So
Yeah,
I
Kirim
did enjoy
definitely.
it.
Kirim, I
Yeah,
thought
Kirim.
dominated.
It's so underrated. I love Kirim. Kirim regular. Kirim Black is overrated. Kirim regular is underrated.
Huh?
Uh-oh.
You do
Opinions
not
are being shot.
disrespect my child.
Kirim's shots have been fired. I repeat, shots have been fired.
Anyways, yeah, Kirim and Nidoqueen definitely proved to be huge threats to Killua, and
Yeah.
yeah, so that's going to be that match.
Let's move on.
CB's. Oh.
Do we
So,
need to talk? Do we even need to talk about the next match? Even
maybe.
there's really like nothing to even talk about.
Just say the word
So,
So
Celesteela.
the Virginia Voltorbs versus the Jersey Jumpluffs
which is
are
nice,
basically only bringing Celesteela, and then Hyper bringing
5 other
Scizor,
mons.
PZ, Mega Altaria, Umungus, Uxie, and Greninja. Hyper got 6 0'd, and for some reason left, so we replaced him. And maybe this one won't leave this time.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
So basically, Celesteela just came in, stalled everything to death.
So that's basically that match. There's like really nothing to talk about in that match.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's move on
After
here
that
to
is the Kentucky Crocodiles versus the Geneva or Genova Girautinas.
okay. All I have to say about this match is
No, even your
fucking go.
bitch.
No. Go spot his fucking lucky rabbit's foot. Like Jesus Christ, no man, unless your name is Smeargle, but we won't get into that. Unless your name is Smeargle, you are not like critting, confusing, and hitting every fucking hurricane. Period.
So Ghost One.
It was Ghost One solely based on hurricane misses, like
Hits.
hurricane hits from
So-
Noivern.
Yes, Ghost won this game 3-0.
Noivern OP, please nerf.
Justin
Wyvern tier
bringing
4.
Drapion, Gliscor, Alakazam, Alamomola, Terrakion, and Tornadus Incarnate. Ghost bringing Mega Medicham, Jellicent, Tyranitar, Executor, Staraptor, and the Hax God Noivern. So yeah, basically that's all that happened this match. Noivern came in and just proceeded to hurricane and confuse everything.
Everything. There's no saving. There's like really nothing to talk about in that match. It's just like confusion. There's a lot of good playing around from Justin. I liked how he was playing a bunch of his mons. He was playing a very good game, but then
Yeah.
RNG kind of fucks everything up. And even bad players are always rewarded.
Yeah.
Well, wow, calling out Ghost. I respect it.
Hey.
Damn.
So, yeah, that's basically that battle. Moving on to battle number 6, we have the Wolverhampton Weaviles versus the London Lucarios. JS bringing Decidueye, Arcanine, Tapu, Koko, Crocodile, Azelf, and Mega Blastoise.
Caw.
Ryan bringing Landers Incarnate, Scizor Mega, Miltank, Rotomo, Blaziken, and Tentacruel.
So, I helped Ryan build, and he had a Heat Blaziken set that was like sub Solar Beam, and he did not use it right. If he used it right, he could probably have gotten rid of Mega Blastoise if JS ever sent it in. But Arcanine proving to be a huge problem to Ryan's team, basically stopping Mega Scizor, stopping Blaziken, then Decidueye just coming in, always a big threat with Spirit Shackle. Azelf, turn 1 Fire Blast versus Rotomo, so Rotomo became really low, and that was his only answer to Tapu Koko, basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
So JF's played around Ryan's weaknesses on his team, and ultimately just destroyed him.
Bopped them. Bopped.
Yeah.
Just bop. Can we just take a moment here to respect that JS is more hyper offense team than my team, which is just straight hyper offense.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's great.
So,
So one thing we can pretty much ensure is my battle versus JS is going to be like 5 turns, one on traffic left and right. So that's always going to be fun. Anyway,
so moving on to the last battle that we have is the Castelia City Castelias versus the Vancouver Victinias. I brought Deoxys Defense, Jolteon, Gengar, Entei, Serena, and Mega Gyarados.
Zebra,
Gyarados.
Garchomp, Umbreon, Hitmonlee, Weezing, Whimsicott, and Tauros.
So basically, what happened? Z did not bring Prankster Whimsicott, which threw me off, and eventually, basically, Whimsicott just started the whole stall war. The game lasted like 40 turns. Eventually, somewhere in the game, Whimsicott, he misplayed a bit with Whimsicott, let it get too low to where Entei could just clean up with extreme speed at the end.
yeah.
So
I
the
agree.
first couple turns, it was like lead Gengar versus lead Whimsicott. I switched out on Serena, checking if he was like Prankster or not. Turns out he switched into Umbreon. I made a mental note of that, and I just played around that a bit more until I got back to Gengar Whimsicott. Sludge waved, Umbreon came on, and I just AOP'd and killed it. Then the Whimsicott proved to be a bit difficult, letting Gyarados set up itself and basically killing Garchomp, busting through a lot of things. Entei burning Garchomp was huge, and basically that's how it was.
Yeah.
Whimsicott would just prove to be annoying, but I weakened stuff like Hitmonlee and Tauros to the point where Extreme Speed from Entei would just OHKO.
I helped Z prep for this match, and we had a lot of fun prep with all these crazy ideas. You know, the infiltrator with Whimsicott.
Oof.
You know, and we also bounced other ideas around like Acid Armor, Calm Mind, Manaphy.
Oh my lord.
That'd been pretty fun.
So yeah.
So yeah, that was just a fun game to watch and prep for.
So that's going to be all of our battles this week. There was one more battle. It was Teeny versus Antoin. Teeny never showed up to the battle, so he is currently.
What are you talking about? That match was great. That was match of the week.
I
bro.
know, right? Nothing
Nothing.
happened. So, we have replaced Teeny. Rip Teeny, the season 1 champion. We have replaced him, and we will be hoping that his replacement can do as good as he will.
On Fort.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
So let's go over the battles for next week. To the battle schedule. So next week's battles are Spectrum versus Red Mat.
I lose. GG.
Yeah,
11-15.
That's all I need to say. That's all I need to say is I lose.
Ryan versus Antoine. Antoine, how do you feel about your matchup?
Not very good. He has a complete counter team with me. I just kind of hope that he forgets how to play Pokemon in the extension that we got. That's my only hope.
Oof.
Ghost versus JS. I definitely think JS deserves the edge in this match. TPB versus Justin. We haven't really seen much of TPB, so it's going to be hard to call this match.
Yes, definitely.
Nada versus Arc. Let's see if Nada quits after this week.
Oof.
Hey, it's a fact. Every single opponent that Arc has faced, they've quit.
Oof.
A-Guy versus Killua. I definitely think Killua will get the win. A-Guy is basically, as Spectrum said it, A-Guy has become kind of a free win.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know. Well, no. It's for two. Spectrum, explain why A-Guy is a free win.
His team is so like random. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's like everywhere.
Chu versus Jeff. I am not very confident about this game.
You're getting blown back. That's my prediction. No offense.
Yeah, the team basically is a cute, like what Antoine said. It's a counter team of mine. It's
No
going
offense,
to be
you're getting
so
blown
fucking
back.
difficult. Yeah, I will get blown back. I know.
Not trying to be mean, but you're getting blown back.
And then Z versus CB. CB's ass.
Ooh, shade thrown. Ooh, I respect it. Shade has been thrown. Everybody
Yeah,
taking
so
shots.
I
Shots
think
fired.
that's going to be a close match, though.
Yeah, it'll probably be pretty fun to watch.
Yeah.
So
I can't wait. You know, weirdly enough, I can't wait for CB versus Nada to see how PRs are going to turn out in that match. That's going to be fun. Yeah, that's going to be fun.
So what do you think match of the week is going to be?
I'll say
Me and Red.
I was going to say me and Red, too. I always have a good time with Red. Red's always a fun opponent.
I'm actually C versus CB is going to be an interesting one for me.
In all seriousness, probably Nana versus Arc.
To see if Nada quits.
Yeah. Plus, they're both undefeated, so
yeah,
true.
I believe Arc is currently leading the league at 2-0 plus 9.
Yes.
Should we talk about trades, or did we do not mention trades here?
Yeah, we can talk about trades and transactions.
Did we even talk about week 1's trades? No.
But it's shh.
Yeah, good job. There were a couple of trades that were made in week 1.
So the first trade was when Ghost replaced Zone. He had
like 17 trades. But...
He dropped Jellicent for Incineroar, Magmortar for Simfor, Noivern for Sachino, which he took back, Rosary for Guzzlord, and he changed.
I wonder why.
He dropped Sandslash for Rotom Frost, and didn't he?
Simfor is a Z move. Now use.
Yeah.
He's a very interesting Z user.
Yes.
Then TBB, after he came in, he dropped Gligar for Nidoking, Moltres for Pangoro, Electivire for Alolan Raichu, Porygon Z, and Heracross for Mismatches and Skarmory, which I definitely think is interesting.
And then there's only one more, which was yours, Antoine.
Wait, we forgot about...
There's Red.
Red's is in week 3.
Oh, true. Yeah, Antoine dropped Necrozma for Diggersby.
Diggersby, though.
Diggersby, though? Earthquake below? So that's going to be basically all the time for Weekly Recap. Hope you all enjoyed. I am your host of...
How not to make a 50-minute commentary.
I know, right?
CB Nada.
Stevie better be taking notes while he's listening.
Why are you in transaction? CB's in the wrong channel.
We're all throwing shade at CB and Nada tonight.
So, I have been your host, Chucasterto, with Antoine and Spectrum. Hope you all enjoyed. Comment, subscribe, and we'll all see you in the next weekly recap. Goodbye.
Goodbye.